welcome. Let's solve for the unknown angle y in this figure with two parallel lines and two given angles. Alright, so to solve for y as it is in this figure is not possible, and the reason is because there are no direct relationship between this unknown angle and these other angles yet. So to solve it with ease, we will need to find a way to create a relationship. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is to extend this parallel line beyond this point B and also create another line that is parallel to this existing line at this point. I have extended this parallel line AB to point F, and I've created a new line which is parallel to line AF and CE, and I named it line GI. Now we can now solve for y. Okay, so the first angle I'm going to solve for is this angle here. Let me call it angle B. All right, so now to solve for this angle B, I am going to use the sum of angles in a straight line by subtracting 152 from 180. This is what I mean. So B plus 152 equals 180 degree. That is sum of angles in a straight line. If I subtract 152 from both sides, I'll have B equals 180 minus 152. So the angle B now equals 28 degree. So this angle here now is now 28 degree, right? So now that we have value for this, the next angle I am going to solve for is this angle here. Let me call it angle H. All right, so before I solve, I want to illustrate something for you to see. If you have two parallel lines and a transversal cuts across the parallel lines, angles are formed. So let me call this here angle A. Let me call this angle C. Let me call this B. Let me call this D. Okay, so the relationship that exists between these angles on these parallel lines are this. This angle A is equal to angle B, and the reason is because they are alternate angles, or you call it the Z angles. Okay, and also if I call this angle E, angle C is equal to angle E because they are corresponding angles, or you call it the F angle. All right, and also we can also sum these two angles together, like C plus B equals 180, and the reason is because the sum of two co-opposite interior angles in a parallel line sums up to 180. Also, we can say this angle here, if we call it F, is equal to B. Why? Vertically opposite angles. So this relationship exists in angles formed on parallel lines. So we're going to use one of these relationships to find angle H. So considering these two parallel lines, line GI and line AF with this transversal HB, we're going to use it to find this angle H. I've just extracted it from these two parallel lines and brought it here. Okay, so now we know that this is a transversal and angle H is equal to 28, and the reason is because they are alternate angles. If you have followed me up to this point in this video, it shows you're enjoying the lesson. And if you are yet to subscribe, kindly support me by subscribing to my channel. Put on your post notification so that whenever I post any video, you will be the first to see it. Thank you. Now, we know the total angle here, right? We sum up 28 plus 30, and that would give us 58 degree. Okay, so we are now very close to finding our value for y. To find y, I'm going to solve it in two ways. So the first way is I'll be considering this parallel line GI and CE. So if these are the two parallel lines, and HD, D is the transversal, this is GI, and then this is CE. You know that this angle here is 58 and this angle here is y, right? So I'm going to sum these two co-interior angles and equate it to 180. So it's going to be y plus 58 equals 180 degree. If I subtract 58 from both sides, I have y equals 180 minus 58. So 180 minus 58, I'll have y as 122 degree as the answer. Okay, so the second method I'm going to use to find y is to first of all find this unknown angle here. Let me call it d. You know that since this angle is 58, D equals 58 degree, and that's because they are alternate angles or Z angles. So with this angle as 58 now, I can find the value of y by adding up y plus 58 equals 180 degree, and that's sum of angles in a straight line. Subtracting 158 from 180, I have 180 minus 58, y is equal to 122 degree as the answer. So you can choose to find y using any of the methods. I hope you find this very easy to understand. If you did, please do not forget to leave me a comment, give this video a thumbs up, share and subscribe to my channel.